So you see what I see when I see it. Some of you at least. To the uninitiated, that means there's some in the intelligence community with live feed of everything I see, watch, do. That helps educate. That helps secure. In some ways it educates and secures as we find a path forward together. Help each other out. Pass information quickly. You get the idea of where this is going to go. Wiping out some's wealth while shoring up and funding other things for a brighter future, a friendlier neighborhood. Reintroduce the concept of continuous vetting. What's that mean? What's that mean for the contractors, the employees, etc.? Continuous monitoring, continuous vetting. How is it that someone does a job like vetting and granting security clearances while being a pedophile? Why is it that they're publicly arrested, quickly outed, as that network is vetted, traced out, dealt with appropriately depending on the location? Laws vary by location. Tactics vary by location, by target, by perpetrator. A lot of this could tie back all the way to 2019, when we cross-referenced items regarding COVID, regarding subpar, inappropriate, inefficient, ineffective vaccines. The immunity deals written into the laws, into the pandemic response. Some of those vaccines were worse than a placebo, yet they got approved. Why? How? Who got paid? Who bought the stock beforehand? You all seen the movie V for Vendetta? So as various nations globally deal with the Epstein chaos legally, appropriately, depending on where they are, what their country says is the best response. You have internal strife going on in those areas where they knew kids were being used. Kids should never be used. As I said in 2019. You had an opportunity to stop it then. Why did you not act? So accountability will be there systematically, globally. How will people who have arrest warrants for crimes against humanity, war crimes, pedophilia, etc., etc., etc. So many different crimes, so many different arrest warrants, so many different countries pursuing them. Where will they get to go hide? Who will be their safe harbor? Give them shelter, protection for their crimes. For their espionage, for their treason. Definitions of which vary based on the different crimes, different activities that they did. Cross-reference all the money laundering done by half of Sinaloa. Overlapping Putin. Overlapping Epstein. Overlapping Trump. In all those towers with his name on it. Globally. All those empty towers. Still empty to this day. Tax shelters. Some would call them money laundering honeypots. Others would call them. So we got dead judges in Mexico. Overlapped with Epstein. We got, how many dead prostitutes out of Monterey due to Texas bullshit? How much dead prostitutes in Puerto Vallarta? Because of all the crap done. Punta de Mita. How many compounds in there? All of this will be coming out slowly, systematically. Who remembers the Girls Gone Wild guy? Who remembers Kardashians and everybody else hanging out at his place there in Punta de Mita? All those cameras strategically positioned that they never knew about. All of these ideas, all of these facts, all of these tapes, all of these horrible crimes, throughout the Middle East, throughout Eastern Europe. So much horrible shit. Horrible. Despicable. Too many turned a blind eye just for $1. Just to protect a pension, a 401k, a career. Next few weeks, few months, few years may fly by very fast. For some, for others, it will feel like multiple lifetimes. Lifetimes of sentences. Sentence 2. How many lifetimes is a fair retribution? Is the right penance for the horrible shit done to innocent kids? How many millions died in India because of COVID? How many millions died in China because of COVID? How many millions died throughout Europe because of COVID? How many millions died in the USA because of COVID? Various strains were released at different stages for nefarious reasons. Some of it was released kind of like a fire break, hoping to stem the tide of the pandemic, hoping to save as many people as possible. Then we saw the bullshit. Then we saw the labs. Whether they're California or Vegas. Then we saw the propaganda. They're Chinese. No, they have an Israeli passport. Horrible bigots across this planet did horrible bigoted shit, trying to kill off as many other people they could, and blaming others while they did it. Well, at the same time, bigoted jerks let all of this let a lot of horrible crap go on for far too long. I don't know what to say. We were working Mexico, trying to help stem the tide of the horrible cartel shit. Working with narcos and government officials from numerous countries, trying to get rid of the homicidal, murdering, nutjob cartels who were out there helping spread poison. Then we cross paths with all this Epstein shit. The notion of stand down, don't interfere. Know your place. We quickly made it clear that we outranked them. We quickly discovered certain countries out there pretending to be DEA, pretending to be CIA, pretending to be Homeland Security, when in fact they were citizens of other countries. We dealt enough with this shit back in the 80s and 90s with fucking hidden paperclip Nazi bullshit, only to rediscover it rebirthed 20 years later. Dumbasses. Anyways, the pretending wannabes got identified. We're still here. They're not. Biden's been sick for a while. We took measures to protect him and the presidency. So yeah, some of our people wore masks. Get over it. We work diligently to protect. Not cover up. Bigots, bullies, jerks, and greedy fools love to cover up, to hide. bribe or spread fear and other bullshit tactics. Anyways, since 2019, Mexico's been on a cleanup mission internally. Dealing with all the bullshit, all the fallout from identifying everybody who was helping with all the fucking slavery. Sex slaves, labor slaves, etc. That's all cascaded globally, behind the scenes. Soon, you'll see more and more come out via Interpol, via Five Eyes, via NATO, and all our allies globally. Quite honestly, Trump never won a single election. More evidence will be coming out systematically on that. Look at everything as a deculting process. Those left who still want to fight and kill and murder homicidal nut jobs. Whether it was the Nazis, Zionists in the Nakba, every other fucking genocide issue. Homicidal nut jobs of an era. So I'll make a distinction. There's elements within the KGB, good guys, they're on our team. There's elements of the FSB, bigoted nut jobs. Elements within Ukraine, good guys. Elements within Ukraine that are bigoted nut jobs. allies within Iran. Also, some bigoted nutjobs in Iran. Same with Israel. Same everywhere across this planet. You get the idea. Perhaps you can imagine a world with no borders. Imagine a world where no more lies, no more us versus them. No more slavery, bribery, corruption. Numerous regions, numerous tribes, each with their own language and history, all agreeing to get along and be friendly neighbors. All wanting to travel, explore, share each other's food, life, and culture. Without exploitation, without murder, without extortion, without all of that horrible shit from the last centuries. Anyways. Apologies. We didn't act quicker. There isn't a day that doesn't go by that my team doesn't stare at everything and just go, we could have done more. We could have done things different, faster. We were limited in numbers. We were lied to, bamboozled, screwed over. Most of us lost family. Fucking all of us lost something. Go home to kids being found hung in the garage or a closet. Parents dying mysteriously on their way to work. Little messages to back off. To make us hesitate a little. Every time we hesitated, there was just another kid hurt. Another innocent victim. Somewhere we couldn't help protect. To all the victims of the Epstein network, thank you for being strong enough to stand up and stick around. You're not alone. Just know that. Look into the Zero Abuse Project. Look into a lot of others out there that are similar. To those elements within the CIA, within the Mossad, within FSB, etc., MI6, and all of them that actively knew what Epstein was up to. There's a lot of them who caught COVID. Who had an accident on the way to work. Perhaps they should have read Last of the Dog Teams. Perhaps their replacements need to read The Dancing Dodo. Too many rich fools with their eugenics fucking bigoted notions. Too many scientists willing to take funding to do very horrible things along with all the medical doctors. Doesn't take many. Few hundred globally. Out of how many millions within their profession? Few hundred. Couple labs here, couple labs there, couple doctors here, couple chemists there. Bigots, greedy fools, and their sycophants. President Claudia. Spanglish. While you lead Mexico, interviews in English would help soften and build bridges. GCHQ, British Embassy there in Mexico City can quite a few of their employees have podcasts, videocasts, all of that. Why does it matter? Why that approach? From Minnesota to Zipolite, in some ways we're all Mexican American. If you know the song. I've been at this for a while. I thank my team for sticking by me. Gets to the point where you wonder what's next. We sit back and just watch the stupid and that bullshit happen. There's a lot of horrible shit within the Epstein files. As I said, in 2019, we would get it out there systematically after review. For every arrest of some random jackass within Homeland Security that hits the public airwaves, there is probably a few hundred that, well, dog teams have been busy last few years. We'll leave it at that. Why weren't the public ones arrested or dealt with sooner? They were. They were allowed to live while they adjusted various compounds that meant their junk no longer worked. Chemical castration, even if they weren't aware of it. Their proclivities ended, changed quickly. Most of them chalked it up to age, stress, whatever. But there were no more victims from them. Doesn't mean they're still not going to be outed, identified, and prosecuted. So we acted quickly as much as we could, however we could. Side effects include incontinence. Just saying. That's all for now. Take care.